excited, right, fucking excited. Right. Hello people, Angry Aged here again. I know what you're thinking, oh it's that dour, sad bastard on again, right, and I know I'm listening to my critics and I can see my face here, and I know maybe I sound as dour as our tennis player Andy Murray, and I'm doing my best to improve my diction and actions. Maybe I need the oratory of the late Richard Burton, who one critic said all Richard Burton needs to do to enthrall an audience is stand there on the fucking stage and read names from a telephone directory. Richard Burton could do that, moi can't. Fucking no good. And I need to be more animated. Get excited, right? Excited, right? Fucking excited. Right? Fuck's sake. How's that for excitement? Animation. Not only that, people, viewers, moi, my youngest daughter, my grandson, a few weeks ago, climbed Ben Dorroch, right to the top. I couldn't beat the wee man, mind you. He fucking beat me to the top. He cheated, but that's another point. Anyway, we're here to talk about this fucking British EU referendum. Oh fuck. Have you ever seen such a load of politicians, so-called experts, all flooding the fucking television, fucking media? They're all over the place. They're like flies round fucking shite, the whole lot of them. And yet, I don't know where they get the fucking brass neck from. They really are. Where did they get the gall? Every survey that the British press does, and that's a biased shout of bastards at the best of times, shows that when it comes to respect of professions, as you'd expect, the highest respect people have, or confidence, as doctors, nurses, hospitals, you'd expect to be way up in the 80-90 trust in these people. Down at the lower end, naturally, you've got the fucking second-hand car salesman, you've got the estate agent, and right down there at 19% are politicians. Local, national, MEPs, the whole fucking lot of them. And they're on television, fucking talking this crap about in or out of the European Union. Where did they get the fucking gall from? The other day, we had George Osborne, present Chancellor, and Alistair Darling, his predecessor, on telly, telling us about fucking dire consequences of leaving the European Union. Two bastards that couldn't add one and one. Incompetent fuckers that caused all the fucking crisis in the first place, or their class caused all the crisis. And they're fucking coming on television and telling us what to do with Tony Blair, who is a liar. We know that from the Iraq war, we're not going to get into that, but we know he's a fucking liar, and he's on telly telling us about it. The IMF, all the big fucking business people are on telly talking us about protecting jobs. Well, I'm old enough, and I've lived long enough on this fucking planet to know that the European Union has not protected one fucking job in Britain since its inception. So don't give me that crap. I'm really disappointed that we've got this referendum, because referendums generally presuppose that people have a fucking vague, rough idea of what the fuck they're voting for. The London School of Economics did a recent survey of all the European countries. There you are, animation, okay, you're fucking happy. All the European countries, to find out what we knew about the European institutions. Fuck me if the British didn't come fucking last, who know fuck all about Europe, and yet I'm talking about politicians having the gall to come on telly and fucking talk to us. We've got these British public, me included, have got the gall to go to the fucking polling station and vote in or out. Oh, I'm fucking fed up with it. Fed up with the apathy, the stoicism. There's a good word. Look that up, you illiterate British bastards. It's stoicism. Look it up. Not fucking telling you what it is. For the British public. British public will know this. We used to have a game show about darts and quiz and questions. Bullseye it was called. And Jim Bowen, the host, came up with the catchphrase, "Can it be a bit of bully? Can't beat a bit of bully, throwing the darts." Fucking brilliant. See this EU referendum? Change it about a wee bit, Mr. Fucking Angry. You can't beat a bit of bullshit. It's a big fucking bit of bullshit. Anyway, let me just say once again, these politicians which we can't fucking trust talk to us constantly about sovereignty, British sovereignty, the right to vote. You can vote these bastards out. You can't in the EU, which is correct to a certain extent. We have got the House of Lords in London. Who the fuck elected the House of Lords? No bastard. They're all appointed and they're getting £300 a day for sitting in their arse on the red benches doing fuck all. That's not democracy. We've got a Prime Minister, get it right Richard, Prime Minister, who was only elected on 30% of the total electorate, who swans about fucking Westminster if he wants it. He's Prime Minister on 30%. That's not fucking democracy. So I doubt whether the British people will be interested in the European Union's lack of democracy. I mean, these daft bastards in England still stand up, fucking salute. God save that 90-year-old fucking parasite in her big house while I can't get my fucking kitchen fixed and my plumbing fixed. And not only that, I can't have a bath because my landlord will not fix the fucking plumbing. But I'll still stand up and say, God save the fucking asshole. That's what's wrong with the British public. They haven't a fucking clue. They don't want a fucking clue. They don't know anything. In fact, democracy being democracy, I'm going to don a summit with a big fucking S on it, and I'm wearing my underpants on the outside of my trousers, and I'm going to zoom round every fucking polling station and see if you bastards that turn up for that fucking polling station don't know anything about the EU institutions. For instance, what's the powers of the European Parliament? What's the powers of the European Council, the European Union Council? What is the Council of the European Union? What is the EU Commission? If you can't answer these fucking questions, what the fuck are you doing going to that polling station and voting, you daft fucking bampot bastard? So, fuck it. The whole referendum is piled on ignorance after fucking ignorance, and you bastards haven't a fucking clue. Bye! Hello. This is Saintly Sage here. I've just been listening to my twin ranting and raving. Absolutely appalling. The language, it's fucking terrible. I'm telling you, it shouldn't be allowed. Oh, goodness gracious me. Mind you, the EU referendum is important. We should really be interested in it. We should all Google the institutions, find out exactly what's going on and who and what sort of nepotism and cronyism goes on, not only in the British public, the British parties, political parties, but also in the EU. Let me quote one example of EU cronyism, and the name Catherine Ashton. probably doesn't mean a lot to you, but she was the European Union for Foreign Affairs during the so-called Arab Spring, when there was all that tumult in North Africa. And she boldly went round all of Africa saying how great it was that people were standing up for their rights and that people have to be democratically elected. Catherine Ashton has never won an election, has never participated in an election in her entire life. She was elected or promoted by Blair into the House of Lords, given some obscure job, and then moved to the European Union, and from there she went on to this job of parading about as the European Union Foreign Affairs spokesman. But she has absolutely no democratic credentials at all. At least the new one, I've got her name here, Federica Mogherini, Italiane, at least she has got some electoral qualifications. She has actually stood in front of the public and been elected. One of the points I want to make seriously is about, as a trade unionist or an ex-trade unionist and a shop steward and a man who believes in the trade union movement, I'm appalled to see so-called left-wing trade union people on television talking about protection of workers' rights, that only by staying in the European Union can we protect the rights of British workers. For fuck's sake, I don't mean to swear because I'm the good guy. We've had 13 years of a Labour government prior to Cameron's posh mob. 13 years in which they had time, ample time, to roll back some of the more horrendous pieces of anti-trade union legislation by what I would call the evil, the London woman. But they didn't do that. Blair didn't do that. And it really begs the question, why is the British trade union movement still allied to a bunch of numpties, parliamentarians, who are not protecting the rights of trade unions? So if we have to rely on the European Union to protect our rights, why the hell would you ever want to vote for a Labour government? If they're not going to do it, we're going to rely on the European Union. The other point closer to heart, as you can see, I'm old, maybe got, 5-10 years before I die. Everyone's got to die. I'm really depressed about my age group that I talk to, that say, well, big man, we have to keep in the European Union because, hey, I mean, I'm 71, 72, 73, and I've got my pension, and I'm worried about the future, and I just want things to stay the same so that I can keep my pension. I try to explain to them, the future is not about you. You and me are gone, certainly in 10 years' time. The future is about your children and your grandchildren. You vote for in or out of the European Union, not on the basis of your selfish needs. You're fucked, you've gone, you've done it. On your children's future and your grandchildren's future. That went down like a lead balloon. Oh, big man, I'm not selfish, I've worked all my life. Right, yeah, but is your children going to be working all their lives? And if they are they going to still be working 80, 90 hours a week? Because of the European Union, is that going to solve your problem? I'm of the opinion, it's only my opinion, that the European Union is a big business club. And I haven't even started talking about TTIP, which a lot of you ignorant bastards are knowing about, but it's a trade agreement between the European Union and America. And if we're in the European Union, when that is signed, contrary to what Jeremy Corbyn may say, we're stuck with it. That's it, it's done. And it's a big business deal, which is not good for workers. So my instinct, as an old fart, rational old fart I hope, saintly saint, is to fuck off from the European Union. It has not served us well up to now, and it certainly won't in the future. That's just my humble opinion. Take it or leave it. Bye. Vote on Thursday. But remember, if you don't know what these European institutions are, then go to the polling station with at least a balaclava over your head. Show some shame.